Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Chris V, doing your London morning analysis for Wednesday, April 17th. Taking a look at the sentiment here. So, some interesting developments over the Tokyo session here, the Asia session. If you really look here at Zero Hedge, Chinese GDP data year over year, there was a beat. There was strong year-over-year industrial production, 8.5% versus the expectation of 5.9. That was the fastest growth since July 2014. One thing that really I picked out as bullish for obviously China, but in unison maybe the Aussie, is Chinese retail sales, 8.7 versus 8.4. So there was definitely some China beats. Looking at the things that we picked out. I have the Aussie as bullish right now, so better than expected Chinese data is really causing a risk-on environment in equities. Once again, the Aussie tends to move with China as well. The New Zealand was a bit neutral, so we had strong Chinese data. The RBNZ model encouraging on inflation, but there was a pretty significant CPI miss versus expectations. So I'd be careful if you're going to trade the Kiwi. The U.S. I moved to neutral. It's just been too many days, so there hasn't really been any new developments in the dollar. And with the risk-on environment right now, it seems they're going towards the antipodian currencies, which is Aussie, New Zealand, and to the oil-dependent CAD. Pound is still bullish, just a bit. The Brexit extension's approved. Employment numbers are in line. There has been some rumors of a May leadership challenge. So, as you know, with the pound lately, things can kind of turn frequently. So, even though it is bullish fundamentally, keep an eye on that political uncertainty, which could cause a drop in the pound. So, looking at what we have in terms of high impact news, we've got the CPI for the pound year over year coming up here in about a little less than 2 hours. And then we've got the CAD CPI and trade balance in the morning. Also, a speech by Governor Carney for the Bank of England at the opening of the U.S. session. So definitely some good volatility, high impact news coming out. So when you look back at our tradable pairs today, the pound's bullish, but we got to wait for that data. Otherwise, you could get stopped out real quickly if it goes against you. So we have a few hours before the CAD news, so I'm going to take a look and see what the Aussie CAD chart looks like. So let's pull that up here. So if you look here, I pulled a fib on it earlier here just to kind of see what we're looking at. So it was a 54 pip move. It's dropping down right in here. So to get your 40 pips, you're really looking at the 127 extension. So the question is, do you think that it'll get past this resistance area in the next 4 hours? And I don't think it will, because even though China was strong, that kind of bodes well for all of the commodity currencies. So to me, juice isn't worth the squeeze on this one, so I'm going to hold off. Pound CAD, this is a 1 hour chart, so you can kind of see it keeps hitting this 61% fib level. So this could be interesting, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and see what happens with the pound here in a little bit. If there's some good news, maybe we can get in here on the 50% retracement if it spikes up here. But let's wait until the news comes out. I also did want to share a trade that I put on yesterday, which was the Aussie US short. So I'm happy to share all my trades with you guys. And, we got in at that 65, which was the 50% retracement. You can see right here it spiked down. So I did get a second entry in. And then the China data hit, and that thing just obviously took off in the opposite direction. So I got out at about 86. So if you look at the average position, it was about 26 pip loss, and I was happy to take it. Once the sentiment fundamentals don't line up for you anymore, you get out of it here, because we're not gambling, we're investing. So that's how I look at it. And I took about a 0.5% loss overall. So that's trading. You're going to get wins and losses, and you just want to make sure you get more wins and that they're bigger value than your losses are. So that's all I had for today. I might update Skype a little bit later if we have the pound have some positive news here. But other than that, no trade setting up right now. So any questions, give me a shout out, and I'll catch y'all later. Have a good trading day.